Well, good morning, good morning. We are going live. We're going live on YouTube. And here's the Caffey. Look at it. What does the Casper right there? How does he know? How does he know? Good morning, everybody. We're going live on YouTube and Facebook Live. So we're trusting that you can hear me and that you can see me. And let me know where you are. Whoops. Let me know where you are. Welcome from Boise. Good to see you this morning. Let me know where you are, where else you are. Nice to see you guys. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. We are up and running. It is coffee with Casper time. Almost 8:30. We're gaining momentum. Good morning from Woodland Hills. Good morning from North Carolina. Good morning, our couple from Boise. Good to see you guys this morning. Dave and Loretta. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Judy. Good to see you this morning from the Pasadena Mountains area. Very good. Good to have you with us this morning. It's a big morning here on Coffee with Casper. We are at episode 52, I believe, or something real close to it. Over a year we've been out here doing Coffee with Casper. And we're just waiting for the 8:30. We'll bring Coffee at Casper up one more time. Good to see you this morning again. I can't see where you are. Good morning from North Carolina. That's cool. Good morning from Chicago. Chi-Town is in the house. All right. Good to see you this morning. Well, there's the 8:30. Casper, come on up. Quick, come on up. Say hi one more time. Hi, there's the Casper. Here's the coffee. It's Coffee with Casper time. Here we go. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. Here we go. Big, relaxing, deep breath. Let that breath rise up into your heart center so that we're paying attention to our heart center and then allow the body to relax. And we're just going to spend this 20 minutes together looking at our world and what we might do to co-create a world that works for ourselves and for everybody. How about that? That's a possibility. So here's where we're going this morning. God gave it to us. And we're going to use this metaphor. It's, in this case, a worldwide metaphor. So we're hoping our friends in the UK and in Norway and in Sri Lanka are checking in along the way, because this is an international story. What I sometimes know is that here in the United States we become very United-centric, meaning the thinking that we are the center of the universe. And I love the expression that the universe is something where the center is everywhere and the circumference is nowhere. The center is everywhere and the circumference is nowhere. And so the center of the universe actually is right where you are, right where the I am that I am sits and has its place in the universe. So let's take a look at the world and what's happening, because there was a ship this last week in the Egyptian canal called the Suez Canal that got stuck. There was an error somewhere. This big, giant ship called the Ever Given. That which is ever given got stuck. Well, here we are as the world is beginning to emerge. We're not quite there. We're going to emerge from the pandemic. And basically, that which is ever given, in the sense of that we are given this opportunity to co-create a world by knowing that we are one with the one, that we are in a unity consciousness, that all things are related and interconnected, that energy and matter are equal and interchangeable, and it's all one system. Consciousness creates out of itself. And you and I are a place where that consciousness is happening. I am at the very center of the universe, for all things evolve around me. Now that's true, and it's also true that it evolves around everyone, and all things work together for good. It's up for humanity to awaken up to that. So I wanted to use this little metaphor of that which is ever given that got stuck. Usually, in this kind of circumstance, we will see, we don't want to judge, but as a skipper, as a boat captain, what I know is that captains of the boat must always stay at the helm. They must always be aware of what's happening at the helm, no matter what the weather, no matter what the circumstances. So it is said there was a big sandstorm and the visibility went down, but you know, those ships, all of those ships, are equipped with navigation and radar, and even in the middle of a canal, there's a line on the instruments that tells you where the center of the canal is. So something happened on that boat. We don't know. They will investigate it. But it turned sideways in a canal that was not wide enough for it to go sideways. And therefore it lodged itself on the sides and got stuck. When that happened, it created a backup of hundreds of ships. And it has been said that those ships were costing the world economy billions of dollars a day. So one error somewhere in one little canal, which we would say that canal is an important life path. So we'll use it as a metaphor, right? There is a good morning from Oregon, good morning from Salt Lake City, and hugs back at you. Good morning from Las Vegas. So we're going to use this ever given as a metaphor. Each one of us, humanity, has been given everything. It has been forever given. We know it's been forever given because in the history of humanity, so far, what we know about the most awakened souls that have ever lived, there seems to be two that we're aware of. Doesn't mean there weren't others, but that we're aware of. And that would be Jesus and Buddha. Buddha and Jesus in that order. And each one of them found a way, whether it was the 40 days, the 40 nights, or sitting under the Bodhi tree, or whatever, they found a way to penetrate race consciousness, the idea of personal consciousness, the idea of separation consciousness. They found a way to penetrate it and step into the veil of unity consciousness. As we've talked about, that universal gift of unity consciousness is called Christ consciousness or Buddha awareness. Could be called the Atman, could be called the high self being realized, but it is the personal falling into the immortal. It is recognizing that I am an immortal spiritual being superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience, and that what I am is this I am consciousness. What I am is this Christ consciousness, this Buddha awareness, and it is my job to penetrate the veil of race consciousness, the veil of separation consciousness, meaning I'm not connected to everything, I'm my own person, I'm not involved in everything, but that's not how it works. All things are connected and interrelated. So if we use this idea of the Suez Canal being a life path, so let's say a life path could be in health, it could be in wealth, it could be in love, it could be in fulfillment of purpose. All of those things are part of a life path, and many life paths go different ways. There are many paths up the mountain, but only one mountain, right? And so this Suez Canal is a life path, and if that which is ever given doesn't pay attention, makes a mistake, doesn't work with nature, whatever the circumstances are, well, this is nature and the intelligence of man that built these canals, right? Didn't work with the circumstances that are there, and was not paying attention at some level. We don't know where yet, and it caused this path to get blocked. When that path got blocked, every other soul, in this case ship, on that path, and all the billions of dollars connected with every one of those ships passing through are getting blocked and pushed back. And pretty soon that affects everything. For example, here in the United States, in the great state of Texas, a few weeks ago, they lost power due to some bad weather. And they lost a lot of power. And within a matter of 2 days, 900 to 1,000 miles away here in Southern California, we couldn't find any propane because all the propane got diverted to deal with that emergency. So it looks like it's 1,000 miles away, but it affects you right where you live. It looked like it was in the Suez Canal, but the ripples of that affect millions of people around the world. Yes? One path gets blocked, and that affects everything. And the evergreen, the ever given, that which is ever given, is there, but it got blocked. And it takes intelligence to heal it. Now, if we look at what healed that situation, was a worldwide effort, an international effort to free the ever given. All people working together to free the ever given. Well, if we look at the global pandemic and we see that it affected everywhere in the world and the ripple effects of that have gone all around the globe, and we see that the solution is all of us working together to heal it. Now, how does that happen? It happens when we realize everything is interrelated and interconnected, and the only solution is to work together. Way back when, Ben Franklin, in the seeking of independence of this country, he said, "Surely we must all hang together, or most assuredly we will all hang apart." And this is where we are in the world. We need to be caring and compassionate and awakening to the interconnectedness of all life, all races, all colors, all creeds, all ways of being. All souls are the center of the universe, whose circumference is nowhere. And when we begin to work together toward honoring that center of the universe that belongs in everyone and to everyone, we will see a world that is waking up, a world that unblocks these life canals that are ever given, these life pathways that are ever given to clear the mind, the body, and the soul to come into the full realization of the I am that I am. I am an immortal spiritual being connected to all of life, and because I am that, because I know that, I can choose to think and to create out of the all good. I choose to think and create out of the all good, meaning the decisions that I am making, where I'm dwelling in my awareness, where I'm putting my thinking process, where I'm inviting the presence of the living spirit to move in me and as me and through me into life and through, so this good multiplies itself around me. It comes through me, passes through me, and multiplies itself around me. And I become a co-creator of good. And I work with all people to free up the blockages in that which is ever given. It has already been given. It is not time or circumstance that can stop us from this breakthrough, from this awakening, from this awareness, but we must purpose ourselves toward it. That I begin to live in a way that brings life and more life, because I am realizing I'm an instrument and an avenue of the all good of that which is ever given. And that's why Jesus said, "Is I of myself," meaning my little personality doesn't really mean that much. But the power of the life force and my connection to it, my being a direct center in life, a universe whose center is everywhere, whose circumstances, whose circumference is nowhere, meaning circumstance has no bearing on where the center is. It is my returning to the center, my working with everyone to free that which is ever given to flow in the direction of my fulfillment. And this is a metaphor that happened not just in the United States, it happened in Egypt, and it affects everybody all over the world. Isn't that spectacular? We're glad you're here with us on Coffee with Casper. Let's take a breath. That which is ever given has been given to me. The full freedom of life, the glory of the recognition and realization of who and what I am, the capacity I have to be a positive contributor, a beneficial presence in life itself, has been given, it's ever given, it's everywhere given, and it's given to all. So that means it's given to you and it's given to me. The more I am aware of it, the more I can free the blockages into the paths of that which has been ever given to everyone and every path. So every canal, every life path, every opportunity, the billions of ways there are to awaken and contribute to the earth, to the consciousness of humanity, to your friends, to your neighbors, and to your family. And of course, it begins with the self. I am that, and who I am makes a difference, and where I put my consciousness not only affects me, but affects everybody. Imagine in this circumstance of the boat being stuck in the canal, if the international community had not responded. And here, in the Egyptian canal, in the middle of the Middle East, this little country in northern Europe called Norway, it brought in the understandings to heal and free the boat. And every other nation that got involved worked together through those understandings, revealing the intelligence of humankind, the intelligence of humanity, as part of the solution. So we know that in this pandemic, that while we understand that the intelligence of humanity, the mind of humans, that intelligence has created a vaccine which will protect us from the virus itself. And we had to manage for a full year before there was such vaccines to figure out how to protect ourselves. And now we have this opportunity to use the intelligence of this case, the mind of humans, which would be the intelligence of the wonderful crew that knew what to do from Norway, who got everybody to work together from all those nations, because all those boats were from all over the world with cargo that affected millions and millions of people. They say a tenth of the global economy, right? In one channel of life. Now, there are many channels of life, and there are many ways for us to not take responsibility for what is ever given, and for us to get stuck, and then to change our mind and work together using the intelligence of the divine guiding each of us and the intelligence that lives within the consciousness of humanity, working mentally, spiritually, physically to bring forth a solution that works for all. Because we live in a threefold universe. We are spiritual, mental, and physical beings. However, the one that is eternal is the spiritual side of our nature. So when we begin to identify from that place, knowing that we are one with the one, knowing that we are the avenue through which solutions and possibilities for our own lives, freeing up our own life paths, because that which is ever given has been ever given to you and to me. It's both personal and impersonal. It's impersonal in that it's everywhere given. It's personal and it can only happen when you claim it, when you begin to work with it, when you begin to identify yourself as that I am, that is an avenue through which healing and inspiration and upliftment and empowerment can move into the world through all the different ways that our unique personalities and individualities can bring it forward. Impersonal, yet very personal, because it's only as you and I make it personal that we can see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality and bring that reality, which is perfect love, perfect harmony, perfect peace, into our world, from our world into the worlds of our loved ones, then into our neighbors, then into our communities, then into our states and nations, and to the world. And this works everywhere, all over the world, because the center is everywhere and the circumference is nowhere. It is everywhere, this I am, in each of us, to the degree that we are courting it, to the degree that we are asking and seeking and knocking and working with our spiritual nature, with our mind, which will then reveal to us our consciousness, which will then move through the mind, through the body, and through the experience, as what's happening in our lives. You have an incredible power because the ever given has already been given to you. This is Coffee with Casper. We're here every Tuesday for 20 minutes. All we ask you to do is, if you know people who could use some insight, some understanding of what's happening in our world, and use spiritual principles and mental acuity to bring forth healing and awareness in the world, then share this video. Share your friends, share it with groups, share it on Facebook, share it on LinkedIn, share it on YouTube, share it wherever you're sharing. Maybe you got some groups you belong to. There's an opportunity for us to contribute light to the world and be an avenue through that which is ever given, through that which is ever given becomes realized as our personal experience. The fullness, the wholeness, the beauty, the wisdom, the peace, the joy, the creativity, the adventure, the possibility, the surfing from that which is known into an ever greater good. As we go with the direction of the canal, we go with the flow of the river, and we row, we steer, we make sure that we're at the helm of that boat, rowing the way we're supposed to row, merrily, 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 gently down the stream. And hopefully opening our eyes to the splendor, to the glory, to the wholeness, and to the beauty that God, that which is this energy or source itself, is directly seeking to give to each of us. And this week, directly seeking to give to you because you are paying attention. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll see you next week, right here on Coffee with Casper. Bye for now.